Okay, well, welcome everyone to tonight's Leap of Faith on the Rise team call. This is our October kickoff, and we don't have a ton, which is on purpose, because there is a lot that is floating around with October incentives. But I just really wanted to get to the basics and just kind of kick it off with saying, hey, here's what you can do. Let us know, myself or your sponsor, what that looks like for you. And I kind of took this away last night. I did a team call with Faith and Sarah and their team. And as we were like kind of talking about it and preparing and winging it as we all do, it was super successful call. I feel like because we talked a lot about just building our belief in the products and in the opportunity. And we also talked a lot about like really just showing people the basics. Okay. So I want to tell you what I did on this call because it was really just an introduction of here's your resources, but it was also, hey, let's just go back to the basics. We didn't tell them too much. We said, here's how much you can make with the incentive this month, and here's how you can do it. You guys, all we did was showed them the topics in the Restore Health and Inspire Happiness page. That's our ATMing page, add tag message, and we just encourage them to use that. We forget that that is our strongest tool. And yes, we don't build it every single day, but it's there. And if something's missing, you guys, we are all leaders on this team. You can add that to the page. I know Becky does it all the time when she's looking for something that someone needs. She goes and finds it, she puts it there, then she tags her person. Like, just takes care of it. And you all are more than welcome to do that on that page. That is our team's largest resource for third-party validation and building belief for the potentials that we add there, and customers and even our ambassadors that might miss some kind of, product education that might not be on the team page, but it's on that page. Okay. So that's the first thing. And I'm going to come back to that in just a minute when we talk about Wellness Wednesday. But the other thing is the Leap of Faith on the Rise. You guys, the announcements are kind of what used to be the pinned post on Facebook. We can actually put more up there now, where before you could only have one pin. So in the announcements, it is the compensation plan, the graphics to sign people up, the graphics you send to your customers or ambassadors when they purchase a combo or a welcome pack, and then just some other training videos and things that are in that like go-to post. Okay. I know it's not 100% updated. Same thing with the Restore Health and Happiness page. I encourage you, if you see something needs updated or it's old, delete it or add something new. It is our resource. It is our team page that we work together with. So if you feel something is missing, or you feel that the team page or customer page needs more value, feel free to go and add. And I feel that I don't remember who I was talking to last week about it, like asking a question on, hey, where would I find that? And if I find it, should I put it on there, like in question? And I'm like, absolutely. I don't care if you are just here as a wholesaler and haven't added anybody yet. You are a part of this team. And as long as it's positive, encouraging, and adds value to everyone else, or is a question that could actually create really good conversation for people, that's like, you go for it. Okay. So that's just something that's been on the back of my mind. I wanted to make sure that everyone, because more new people have been added, I want everyone to feel that they can do that, right? I don't ever want anybody to feel, well, it's my team page or it's my customer page. No, I started it and created it for all of us. So please just know that y'all have access to that. Okay. So those are the things that I covered last night on the call. And then Sarah reiterated third-party validation and that, ability to bring in a third party and do those three-way chats, whether it's with me for IBS or whether it's Faith with anxiety, or someone has something that neither of us know much about. Guess what? We find someone. Okay. So if you're not getting your people connected to a third-party connection that will build that belief, we need to continue to do that. And I think that's kind of all we discussed, but it was back to the basics. And then what we said at the end was, hey, you can earn some extra money, and I shared the graphic. It's obviously at the top of Leap of Faith on the Rise. So if you have questions on how much you can make, for adding 3, 6, 9, 12, that kind of thing, you can go there and check. But that is like, hey, you can earn extra commissions this month. It's right here for you on a platter. Would you like it? And that's really all I'm sharing, okay? And here's why. Because I can sit here and tell you guys what to do and how to do all these reach outs. And I can show you this accountability sheet that's awesome that Shannon and I are doing. If you want this, we're in an accountability group. Side note, we can send you this and you guys can kind of play around with it if you want to hold yourself more accountable. We are in a group. It's kind of a pilot thing that we're starting, and hopefully we can duplicate sooner rather than later with all of you. But we got to get a trial run through it first so we know before we pass it on. But you can still have the sheet and play around with it if you want. But I lost my train of thought before I had handed my sheet up. Give me a minute. What was I talking about? Oh, 3, 6, 9, 12. Yep. How you earn the incentive. This is how we are doing it to focus on our goals. But the reason I'm not going to sit, here and tell you all the different things is because everyone's going to have a different goal. And that's your job to communicate that goal to your sponsor, okay? I could reach out to all my level ones, and even on down and say, hey, what do you want to earn this month? What's important to you? What's going to be important to your finances, for this extra Christmas cash? What do you want? And if you come to me and say 12, I'm going to give you a different plan than someone that comes to me and says, I want 3, okay? And so it's not anything more than what I just talked about with the easy steps of ATMing, doing your reach outs and that kind of thing. But it's intentional work to try to hit those goals, okay? The hard part is everybody's like, oh, busy, busy, busy. And then October 15th, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to get started. And then it's October 25th and you're like, shoot, it's end of month and I'm crazy. And oh my gosh, here's Halloween and I didn't hit my goal, okay? So I know we're already at October 7th. We all know that time flies. This is just crazy timing and it's busy. So if you have goals for this month and you want to earn that extra cash, just communicate it. That's all you have to do right now. And then let your sponsor say, okay, let's work through that. What's that look like? How can I help you? Do we run a launch event for you? Do we just do some 3-way chats? Do you have some people that you've already been talking to that we need to really just follow up and close the deal? What's that look like? Okay. So don't forget there's $10 off a 99 welcome pack and $20 off the 199 welcome packs. Okay. If you purchased a Hello Happy box in September, those codes are still available until October 15th. And I think that's it for the incentives for adding new people. Okay. Any questions on that? Any of that kind of stuff? Okay, the next incentive is one that goes all the way through December, and it is called the re-rank incentive. And the goal with the re-rank incentive is for anyone who has been an ambassador last month and has achieved a higher rank that they didn't hit last month, they can earn a bonus for it. And their sponsor can earn the bonus for it. That's amazing. What that looks like is, say someone was silver last month, and the previous month, so August, they had their 15 points. They had their 3 people all over 100 PV. They hit that. And then in September, 1 person didn't order, so they only had 10 points. Well, guess what? If all 3 order again this month, then you can earn the $50 bonus, okay? So that can happen anytime from now until December. So for those that are in higher ranks that have fallen back a little bit, say you're like, whoa, I need more than a month to do that. You guys, this is your building month. You need to use this incentive of adding new people this month. It's here for you. Here's the discounts. Here's the cash you can get for it, so that you can have these new people potentially helping you grow even in November, and you're getting those points where you want them to be in November. Think about the fact that so many of you can earn a re-rank bonus and then be on your way to earning actually another rank bonus also in this same window. The opportunity for compensation and income is huge in these last 90 days, okay? So really that's it on the re-rank. If you have questions, let me know. I think the biggest thing is you all need to be very familiar with your back office. You need to go and you need to look and pull up your September report, and you need to look at highest achieved rank, and you need to look at what the rank was. Now, not everything is up to date because when commissions close, that report will show up, but it's going to be pretty accurate from where August numbers and September numbers were. It'll probably be pretty close. And my coach can get whatever we need. He's pulling a report for me. So as soon as I know stuff, I can let you know too. Any questions on the re-rank? Okay, one last bit of encouragement for you guys on the re-rank. So we have all the people there for you guys to hit your re-rank bonuses, most all of you, because we had 139 people order under 100 PV last month. I averaged 4 points based on my team. So we my team missed out on 556 points. So for some of you, you're like, gosh, I just need 20 to re-rank. Gosh, I just need 15. You know, there's a lot of those, that leeway is right in there. So what does that mean? That means we need to provide better customer care. Okay. If someone's ordering a bottle of ProBio 5, that's fine. But reach out to them and say, hey, let's get you a first customer. Let's help you get over 100 PV. How about try some active? Maybe they need to try pumpkin spice lean, whatever. But guess what? It's our job to do that reach out and at least try. So many of us sit back and be like, you know what? Well, this is all they're doing right now. I had a girl who's ordered ProBio 5 for an entire year. And in September, I got her to order 2 bags of active, a bag of lean. She turned off her probiotic because she wasn't consistent with it, and she added like Mega X, and she was over 100 PV, and she had just been ordering ProBio and like for a full year. So it's possible. We just need to ask. Okay. And in that doesn't even count people who ordered in August that didn't order last month, that they're kind of an every other month person. So if you look in your back office and you actually look at all this stuff, you could say, whoa, there's my 15 points. Whoa, there's my 25 points, you know? And so that's where, if you're like, I don't know how to do that, I'm overwhelmed by that, you guys, that's my jam. Let me know. I'll help you with that. Okay. So I think that's it on incentives, and so forth. Okay. 60-day slim down challenge started today. If you're not in the group and want to be, just for following along and checking out what's going on, get yourself in there. Just ask. It's on the team page. I need to bump that anyway, just to get the last few people that were asking to be added. I want to make sure you're in, because there was a lot of us adminning it, and we just want to make sure that you didn't add someone that didn't get accepted the join, because there were a lot of names left. So let me know if you know someone that's not in it. Okay, 2 last things, and then we're going to open it for questions and wrap it up. So Wellness Wednesday. We have only had 2, but you guys, I have been loving them. Not just for the opportunity to share and like add some people and tag some people, but belief for our team. That is a spot where we can have our team listen to more stories and find out about people that are on our team. Listening to those stories just continues to build belief for all of us. So if you have someone on your team who may not be an active ambassador but has an incredible story that would be willing to share, will you guys please message me? I usually just send out a message and say, hey, would you be willing to do the Wellness Wednesday? You know, sometimes it works and sometimes doesn't. I just need 3 a week, or 3 a week. And so I need 3 for this Wednesday and 3 for the 23rd. I've actually got a couple messages already out for the 9th, but we just do 2 a month. And so what I would just love is if you have someone that you think could, you know, do it or would love to, or could be pushed out of their comfort zone, to let me know, because we just need to continue to hear more of these stories. And lastly, retreat. I'm getting so excited. Finally started getting some more commitments. I do have to tell you, I need commitments by October 15th. That is the final date for commitments to save a room. And hopefully we can get in a position where, okay, we have all the rooms that we need and there's only 2 people in this room. And so if 2 people decide last minute, maybe we could slip them into that room. Okay. But they are only holding a room block for me until the 15th. So I want to make sure I have everybody in and committed. We'll obviously pair up rooms, however, later. It was most important for me to do it as one so that we're all next to each other and in a room block. So definitely get those in. I know a lot of you are talking to your teams. Don't forget, like, I want people there for the whole weekend for a couple of reasons. One, I think it's so awesome when we get to hang out on Friday night and even Saturday morning before training starts to get those jitterbugs out of the way of like reconnecting and like kind of just getting that friendship relationship piece going so that when we get into training, we're all ready to go. I don't want to spend the first 2 hours of training going, okay, guys, let's talk. Come on. Like I do on all my Zoom calls sometimes. You know, I want people like ready to go at 10 o'clock and be sharing with each other. And I want the day to be super, you know, encouraging and fruitful and everybody be willing. Not everyone has to talk. I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean? I just want that community already built there. And so lastly, it still is a training piece day where people can come from the 10 to 5 part. So if you have some wholesalers that haven't even started doing the business, that coming for an entire weekend freaks them out, they're just not ready to commit to that, please let them know they can still come for that training piece. If you just come from the 10 to the 5 thing, it's free. Okay. But I need numbers on that too, because I do have to do the numbers for the lunch and how many I need for the lunch by the 15th as well. I think that's it. Any questions? Any? On any of the incentives? Okay. I'll just leave you guys with this. I was at Ryan's volleyball game on Friday night, or it was her volleyball practice. And I've been talking to this woman for a while. She's the girlfriend of the coach and just really building a relationship with her. I don't know her. Our kids don't even go to the same school. I've seen her 3-4 times maybe at volleyball things. And so I had on a Plexus shirt and she came over and she's like, do you do Plexus? And I was like, yes, I do. And so I started like talking to her and she's like, I just started Isogenics. And I was like, you know, that feeling of like, darn it, you know? And so I started talking to her and do you know what I did instead of going, oh man, like check her off? I went, do you want to do coffee? I've been in this industry for 5 years and I am so passionate about it. Like I want to empower people in this industry because I think it's incredible. And I just started going off and like, kind of like doing what I do, you know, how I just, you know, go when I'm winging it. And she was like, holy cow, you are so motivating. I would love to do coffee with you. And I was like, awesome. You know what? This is planting the seed, friends. Maybe Isogenics doesn't work for her. Maybe it's a business that might not take off. But if not, it's a relationship that I have built that is a positive one. It's an encouraging one in the industry because guess what? Maybe I'm going to learn something from her. But you know what she told me? She said, I never wanted to do this. But she goes, you know what? I got just kind of sick of my job and she's still doing it. She goes, but I was just in the right place at the right time. And all she did was ask me. All she did was ask. She said, hey, do you want to go to this event with me? And she's like, never she asked me before, but it was the right time. And I was like, absolutely. She's like, I'd never bought a product. I went to one of their like full night events. I knew nothing about what it was. And she goes, I went to the event and I signed up that night. And so she's like, the one thing I learned before I even started this business was just ask. I was like, you're so right. Like we overthink, I mean, self-included, like overthink, oh, they have plenty of money. They don't need this business. They, you know, oh, they love their job. Oh, you know, they've got this going on. No, we have to stop that. Like, just stop it and just ask. Like, hey, do you want to go to me to a healthy happy hour? Do you want to go with me to a team dinner? You know, hey, do you want to follow along on our Wellness Wednesday? Do you want to join the 60-day challenge? Like, just start asking, and maybe that's going to open up some conversations because, you know, it's actually Chris who said it today. He goes, I am pretty sure how you've built yourself on social media, if you reached out to anyone and it was genuine, which usually it is, they're going to have so much respect for you, even if they say no. Like, good for you for reaching out. Like, why think that they're going to think less of you just because you asked? They're probably going to be flattered, right? And I think that's just some things that we need to remember and just be encouraged that, like, we're just all in our heads most of the time. All the time, but still working on that. So I thought I'd share that with you guys tonight. I encourage you to just ask because you have $1,000 on the line that there are people out there praying to really rock these last 90 days. And you just asking might help you in that, and it might help them feel better. So, yes.
I know Tracy talked about the worksheet a little bit, but if any of you need a reset, like you need to, like, you're just like, I don't even know how to go back to the basics. I'm overwhelmed. Well, this is kind of how you feel, or you're in your own head, whatever that may be, or you're brand new and you're like, I don't even know where to start, but I want to rock this. Let us give you this. And I mean, if you're on my team, I will help hold you accountable, because that's the biggest piece is you can do it, but if you're not going to be held accountable, then it's probably not going to be as effective. But it gives you a great place to start. It's totally back to the basics. Like, that's what I love about it. There's nothing exciting or new or you can't handle or whatever. It's so good. So honestly, take a look at it. If it's something that you're like, okay, I really want to do this, then please communicate that to us, because we will hold you accountable. We're just not ready to do exactly what like they're doing yet until we get a little bit more into it, because we've had one call. And so we want to kind of understand what we're doing a little bit more before we do this. But we don't want to say that you guys, like, we want to share this and say, here, like, if you want to rock it and you want to do it, like, we will be there to support you 100%. We'll figure it out as we go together, because that's where we're at. So I just want to add that, because it's good. It's really good.
It's exciting. Very exciting. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good night.